And looking back northwest up Highway 5 towards Kamsack, maybe 35k away. This is all pro-glacial outwash through here, silts and sands and deposits of gravel. Pretty light soil, I would guess, but growing some canola this year. And looking to the southeast into Togo, Saskatchewan. It's Monday, July 22nd, 2013. Over yonder there is the main line of the Canadian Northern Railway laid through here by Mackenzie and Mann in 1903. They called Togo Pelly Siding because the rail line crossed the Fort Pelly Fort Ellis Trail in through here. The third-class station would have stood down there, built in 1907 at mile 79.5 from Dauphin, Manitoba, on what Canadian National would call its Togo sub, Canadian National having taken over Canadian Northern at the end of World War I. And looking eastward along Seal Grid 357 defines the western edge of town. Ooh, ball diamonds. Don't look to have been very much used. Must have had no sports day on July the 1st this year. First settlers in this area were ranchers beginning in the 1880s. And farmers associated with the York Farm Colonization Company began arriving in the 1890s, along with other independent settlers. There's quite a contingent of German Lutherans from Russia that arrived in the area post-World War I. And here's a depiction of the last grain elevators that stood trackside here. 1911, the first elevators went up by British America Elevator Company and the Western Canada Flour Mills, followed in 1914 by N. Balf Grain Company, 1918 by the Alberta Pacific Grain Company, and the Dominion Elevator Company was built in 1920. The last one was Pioneer Grain, built in 1982, and they've been closed by 1998. Oh, there's the cenotaph at the head of Main Street. Looking down Railway Avenue, and I guess this is Main Street we're about to look up. Don't know what stood in the corner there. There's the old hotel down there. And the shady side. False front buildings. Oh, and there's the noted golfer C.R. Wilson, maybe waiting for a game. Here's more of the westerly side of Main Street. Little construction going on somewhere. Oh, a chemical fire engine. And an old plow on display. Train station would have stood right down here. By December of 1903, the town site had been laid out, and there's 2 general stores, a drugstore, a hardware store in operation. And now Lucky Dollar is getting a new roof. Sounds like one of the earliest buildings to survive. Might have been the home of the Union Bank, which closed in 1929 at the beginning of the Depression. Now, Togo's post office opened on February the 1st, 1905, and August 31st, 1906. The settlement incorporated as a village, and it was named Togo, presumably by the Canadian Northern, to commemorate Hiroshiro Togo, the Japanese naval commander who defeated the Russian fleet at the Battle of Tsushima on May 27th, 28th, 1905. I believe the school is off to the right here. Well, here's Good Taste Gourmet Foods. This new school was built in 1950, but the population dwindled so that by the 1990s it was closed. So here's All Saints Anglican Church, one of the original old churches in town. And here we are at the western end of town by Grid 357. Little park here. Oh, Purple Martin House. Population of Togo is 87 in 2011, down from 100 in 2006. The peak population was 1951 at 320 folks. Here's the cupola from the old school. Yeah, it looks like this might have been the United Church, maybe built as the Presbyterian Church back in the day. Not used for quite a while. Beautiful old house. And they've got a campground here. And their own water treatment plant. And here's some still photos inside the cafe, Main Street. And there's that third class station, Canadian Northern built. Don't know where it is now. And a little feature garden. Very pretty. Togo is the administration center for the rural municipality of Cote, which was founded in 1910. The first reeve, R.J.M. Parker, from 1910 to 1930, later became the lieutenant governor of Saskatchewan. Community hall. I'd like to mention that exactly 2 miles west of here on the railway there was a freight passenger station, dropped off at mile 81.5. It was called mileage 81.5. Oh, the old Masonic Hall. And the first semi-permanent newcomer settlement around here was established in 1792 on the nearby Assiniboia River by Cuthbert Grant for the Northwest Company. It was a trading post and it lasted a few seasons. Togo, Saskatchewan.